In England, the Angries were a group of clerks who had suddenly emerged from the lower echelons by the educational escape hatch. As they emerged into the upper world of power, they lost their nerve. They quickly settled down to whimsy and to the cultivation of entertainment values. Conscious rap is the opposition to mainstream rap, or unconscious rap. It is believed that conscious rap is independent of the corporate dictates and control that mainstream rap is subjected to, and is therefore an admirable art form whose messages and role models provide suitable examples and direction. This video will look at the mentality, worldview, and way of life that the conscious rap movement encourages and promotes. Conscious rappers like Dead Prez teach us that values and judgment can apply only to certain groups in society, while others, those belonging to a different caste, are essentially untouchable. For example, they claim that it is right for a dark-skinned person like Jay-Z to destroy their own community, but wrong for a light-skinned person, such as the mythical white devil, to do the same.
But I'm not judging Trick Daddy. I don't judge Jay-Z. I can't judge them. They're artists. And in their game, there's no morality. No morality. But to their mama, they have a responsibility.
Should we blame it on white or the White House? Should we blame it on crack or them crackers? I don't know.
Usually these artists don't distinguish between the small white elite and the working class white people and the poor white people. Talib Kweli, like Dead Prez and KRS-One, believes that artists should not be judged even though they sell a product and even though they wield such a wide influence over the direction of our society, because he claims it's corny to think critically of artists.
And there's a time and place for everything. But the problem we have in the business is that the things that belong in a strip club at 3 in the morning are being played in the morning and in the afternoon and in the evening and in the drive time and everything. And that's the real problem. Not that these artists are making these songs. People, all these college people and academics who want to come down to these artists and Nelly, why are you making these songs? And 50 Cent, we hate you and all this. It's corny, man. It's like these are young people expressing themselves.
This is the creation of political correctness and seeks to place all those who analyze the actions of colored entertainers in an ideological straitjacket.
You know what I mean? Pac will slap a bitch in a minute. You know what I mean? And then dear mama. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you can't never judge a person for expressing themselves.
They're complex.
Common believes that actors and people are above judgment. This irrational outlook allows him, apparently without embarrassment, to promote values that clearly contradict each other. When not speaking about love and peace and against corporate control, he can be seen in his latest Hollywood films promoting violence or doing commercials for Coke, The Gap, or alcohol.
Only God can judge it. Only God can judge it.
Tupac, whose ideology has greatly influenced these conscious artists, like Dead Prez, believed that artists were immune to judgment.
When it's acting, nobody comes up and goes, "You're supposed to be a role model. Why did you do that part?"
I don't gotta be a role model. I don't gotta hold your head. I don't gotta do shit.
But when I'm rapping and I tell these different sides, it's like I got the fate of the whole young black nation on my shoulders, and I really can't take that.
What is overlooked here is that judgment and values are needed to distinguish between true and false, right and wrong, and good and bad, and that a society without judgment is a society that will be manipulated by psychopaths or people without conscience.
You said something to the effect in your essay that the children of Europe used to be called cannon fodder, and here in the United States they are television and radio fodder.
Well, after all, you can read in the trade journals the most lyrical accounts of how necessary it is to get hold of the children, because then they will be loyal brand buyers later on. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, again, you just translate this into political terms. The dictator says they will be loyal ideology buyers when they're grown up.
An inability to distinguish between predatory and benevolent elements in mass culture is nothing more than a covert crippling of reasoning ability promoted by the entertainment industry.
When you think about the idea that you do have that kind of control over so many people, in one sense, the whole idea of being a role model comes up.
Having conscious rappers as role models inevitably leads to people who behave and think like children, people who are incapable of managing their own lives.
No matter what y'all think about me, I'm still your child.
Oh, my bad. You know, I'm just chilling at the crib right now. I'm laid back. As you can see, you know, we got the Louis trunks, we got the Murakami pillow, got the Casa Murakami, got the D.O.B. doll, got the Carl's toys.
When we behave like children, we give up our right to be in charge of our own lives and destiny and hand that responsibility over to a parental substitute. A dictatorship can flourish under this condition of stunted maturity because, as Kanye suggested, we should be locked up, or at the very least kept away from any real responsibility.